r/ask Reddit. What did your crush do that absolutely killed your interest? Turned out to be the person eating everyone else's food from the break room fridge. My sandwich. His sister actually approached me and let me know that he was once arrested for locking their other pregnant sister in their basement, went on a coke binge while she desperately tried to get out, and went outside to beat their unsuspecting neighbor's van with a golf club. That was a big ol' nope. She invited me over to her place, not as a date thing, but just to hang out as friends. Her house was absolutely filthy and the glass of coke she gave me had a hair in it. She was really cute, had a great personality, and was a genuinely nice person. But as soon as I saw cat shit on the floor near the front door and just dirty everything, my crush disappeared and I left in a hurry. Yeah, haha. There's messy and then there's this. I am fine with mess and clutter. That stuff just needs tidying up. I cannot handle filth. This is absolutely filthy. She slept with my dad. I would say mother ducker, but the term doesn't work here. That has to be the shortest answer, and somehow still the biggest red flag. Kept arranging times to talk and whatnot, then always forgot or was not available. I've had the same thing happen to me. She would always text me and ask if I could chat at a certain time. Of course I would agree. Then when I called, she would have her phone off or only answer 5% of the time. I really liked her too, so I was just like, WTF. If you say you want to talk at so and so time, you know, answering the phone might help. I had this girl text me, not me text her, 5 days in a row asking to hang out and stuff. I would say yes, then ask what she wanted to do. I would never get a response. I don't understand how you can ask somebody to hang out and then just ghost them. And I only kept getting my hopes up because she had some BS excuse to go with it. Some people just want to feel validated by knowing people want to spend time with them. I had some friends like that. We don't talk much anymore. We worked together and as I got to know him more, I learned he talked badly about everyone. Nurses that are amazing he'd belittle. Talk about how certain people don't know what they're doing because they asked for an ultrasound IV as they were struggling getting a vein on a heroin addict. The paramedics were worthless. Doctors don't know what they're doing. Who he thought was hooking up, and it completely turned me off. He's in his early 40s and into gossip more than my teenage daughter. Ah yes, the know-it-all tech who finished half of medic school. I laughed way more than I should have because this specific person is a nurse tech. Said she was staring up a group for LGBT youth. I asked her why, and then realized I had been barking up the wrong tree. I thought I had found the one. He picked me up for our first date and his car was disgusting. Not talking a few trash items. The entire backseat and floorboard was completely covered in piled up trash. Even up front, I had to step on empty McDonald's bags, old soda bottles, wrappers egg to even get in. And all he said was, just move it around with your feet. No sorry or anything. Made me feel like trash too. Like dang. Couldn't even clean up a little? But you're the goblin queen? Hey man, even goblins have standards. Talked non-stop about himself and his accomplishments and never asked me one question about myself. Experienced this. But he would ask me questions about myself and after one line from me, would take over the conversation and somehow direct the spotlight from my answer back onto himself. Almost competitively. Went on a date with a guy similar to this, LOL. He loved himself and whenever he asked me a question he would take my reply and tell me why I was wrong for thinking it, and then tell me his right version. She asked me if I was good with kids because she was pregnant with her ex and that she's not good with kids. It was the first date. No way dude. What was your response? I told her that I'm not comfortable raising a child that isn't mine and that it's not gonna work out. After my response she lost her shit screaming that I was a heartless piece of shit and that all men are the same. We played Monopoly. That game brings out the absolute worst in people. Once while playing Monopoly, we had lost some of the pieces so we had to use Cluedo pieces instead. Long story short, I won and my opponent got angry and stabbed me in the hand with a tiny dagger. Once I was in jail and we spent 3 whole days fashioning a Monopoly board and pieces out of paper bags and soap. In the first game we played after finishing, someone got so mad he stabbed my pal with some sharpened paperclip pencil combo and got the Monopoly taken away. Monopoly ruins things. Yee, I don't get washing. I just don't really like taking a shower or a bath or anything. I can smell this quote. She detested cats and insisted that I give up my furry buddy before she'd move in with me. It wasn't that she was allergic to cats. She issued the ultimatum because, according to her, my cat received too much of my time and affection, and she wasn't going to compete. Mayo, imagine laying awake at night knowing you lost to a cat. Bullied the quiet kid in our class. What a joke. And it's such shame that she stooped to those levels cause she seemed like a sweet girl. The moment I saw her do that I lost it with her cause the quiet is genuinely a nice guy, still friends to this day due to our mutual love of anime and gaming. We were teenagers, he lived in a different province, and we used to chat on Skype. He wanted me to think he was a badass or something and would always talk about his drug use. He ended up faking a heroin overdose when we were on chat together. I was hysterically crying and freaking out thinking I was watching someone dying and was trying to figure out how to call 911 in another province when he snapped out of it and told me he was actually okay. I didn't talk to him much after that. Goddamn. What a loser. Told me he liked dating broken girls so he could fix them. See you later. Boner. I had an ex tell me that. She said that she liked dating guys with issues to try and fix them. Meanwhile she had a ton of issues. This was years ago. On a first date, tried to convince me to quit my job and put all my savings into gold bars. Then demanded I let him read my tarot cards to see if we'd be a good fit. Nope. Another controlling type. Aye. She got blackout drunk at a party and violently shat her pants. The smell alone completely turned me off of any interest I had. Violently Mayo. Tore a damn hole clean through the denim. Cut 2 inches deep into the pavement like some horrific power washer. She briefly became airborne at some points. Litted. That's so trashy. We were going on a date and when we were just next to the cinema she found her friend and she went with her instead. She probably told her friend to come to have an excuse to leave your date mate : Exactly, that was her out. Told me he was only being nice to me because he was interested in a friend of mine. I see his Facebook posts now. He is dumber than a box of rocks on a treadmill. I'm not sure why the box of rocks on the treadmill is dumber than the box of rocks not on a treadmill, but I accept the metaphor. Too critical about every word I uttered under the name of sarcasm. Oh yeah, the classic it's a joke so you can't get mad type or line. Dumped me after 9 months because she wasn't ready for a serious relationship. Got into a relationship the next day and was married within 5 months. Bragged about drinking and driving. He told me that he and his friends have a nothing under 100 club, where they drink and then drive on the interstate going 100+ miles per hour and have to send a full-length Snapchat video of the speedometer to each other. 2 of my friends had been killed by a drunk driver 3 months prior. Revealed his list of conquests. Not even my brother knows how many women I've slept with. Then he offered to take my virginity in the back of his pickup truck. I passed. Basically shut me down and made it clear to me that I was being the typical nice guy cliche. This is back when I was about 20. After a couple of days of sulking, I started examining my behavior and realized she was absolutely right. Glad it happened. My ideas of how a relationship should work were entirely twisted at the time. I got my shit together shortly after, addressed my stupid and entitled behavior, worked on myself, mentally and physically, and eventually met an amazing woman who is now my wife. Scary to look back and think how close I got to becoming one of those incel neckbud types. We were in the process of getting together. She had called over and we spent an afternoon watching movies and sitting close together. By about 8 in the evening she was considering staying later and I was casually encouraging her. She asked if she could take a shower, and I was like, yeah, sure, of course. Glad that the bathroom was clean and tidy and I had fresh towels. Anyway, about 4 minutes later she calls me saying she needs help with the shower, and I give her a moment to get a towel around herself and knock on the bathroom door. She opens it completely naked. and shows me that she's having trouble with the shower controls. So I'm kinda unsure whether to make the move or start with the controls, so I go with the flow and show her this is hot and cold, this is pressure, this is rainforest, and this is power jets. In the 5 seconds it takes me to do this, she has sat on the toilet, which is kinda a weird thing because I need to be able to make the next move, and she's sitting on the toilet, naked, with the lid up, looking all disinterested. I'm thinking I've screwed it up when suddenly, kersplosh, and she takes a dump right in front of me, and then another one. I was just I'll leave you to it. This was in college. We were acquaintances and had a few classes together. He was cute, funny, and I totally had a crush on him. He asked me out to dinner and a movie. At the restaurant he ordered the most expensive things on the menu. Apps, drinks, lobster, and even dessert. When the bill came he said, "You got this, right?" I was so embarrassed I paid. Then I said I'd skip the movie because I wasn't feeling well and he asked me to give him $20 for gas and for wasting his time. I didn't and just left. Ugh. After that he couldn't seem to understand why I didn't want to go out with him again. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.